So, hello and welcome to another episode of Season 2 of the Cyclist Amateur Tactics, where we follow a team of Achan and cycling enthusiasts through the amateur races where they want to see how far they can get. In the second season, the team has now grown from 2 to 3, and yeah, let's see how they're doing this time. So in the last episode, we finished the first stage of the Vitessa Spring Open, an easy hilly mountain stage with our new enthusiast, Ulan, a level 2 climber, in 9th place. So let's see how he fares on the first of two true mountain stages. And our other rider in the race, Vladislav, has finished as last rider, so it took things a bit casual. And I think for today, the big question will be, will he actually be able to finish? So we start at an ascent. So we simply stay here since there is no slipstream to be had. And after the first move that takes energy, as usual, we move back, and we'll probably stay there for the entire race. It's a pretty long stage too. So I guess I'm trying to stay with the field till the first downhill, even though it may cost attack points. Maybe even after the second climb, because that's reasonably short but steep. It's not too terrible since we're coming into the second climb from a downhill, so we can probably jump reasonably fast into the climb. So Ulan has plenty of energy, so we shouldn't be afraid to use it, and he has 3 in regeneration, or recovery as it's called, so we can also invest it without too much repercussions. Okay, now they calmed down a little bit. One lone SKP ahead. And certainly don't envy that guy. He's already past the mountaintop, judging by the applause in the background. Yeah, already in the downhill. That's probably why they're having a reasonable pace here. So, into the first downhill, and Vladislav is down to 35 energy. Almost half of what Ulan has left. No regeneration of energy, but I suspect they have to keep a pretty high pace so not to lose contact with the lone SKP entirely. But at least no energy. Will be interesting for the second short-looking climb, but I don't think it's too short since the overstage is pretty long. Yeah, that's not jumpable probably in one turn, but close maybe. And a very long and not too technical downhill. So we can make some nice headway. I'll jump to the bottom of the climb, yeah. And then let's see how far they jump. So lone SKP is already past the climb, and that's not too ambitious. Not that I'm complaining, but I would have expected much more bonkers move. So we might actually keep Vladislav in the peloton till the final climb. Well, there are only 7 left in the peloton. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's probably a nice position for Ulan in the end, simply the virtue of staying with the peloton. So that was the second climb, and now they're actually back into regenerating, although we're only getting 201 back. Ulan is fine. And Vladislav, yeah, easy to make it till the end of this long downhill, and then he will enter the autobus on the final ascent. And as long as we're getting energy back even, there is no need to leave the peloton and break ranks. Ulan looks still pretty strong. So what I'm thinking, should I leave the peloton? So 54. I might, because I don't have to conserve too much energy. So 12 till here, and yeah, doesn't hurt to move 1 forward. So the yellow jersey is back with the peloton. And now they're getting crazy. But I want to stay with them. Um, 5 energy. the next one is probably pretty short, so I'm getting something back. So yeah. So not moving forward now. Moving forward the next one. That's much better. Okay, so time for Vladislav to take things slowly. And time for Ulan to see what he can do. So now overall 20 riders are now entering the final climb together, and still the lone SKP ahead. So Ulan can easily follow this one, because everything else costs attack points where we don't have too much of to spare. And Vladislav, yeah, just taking the scenic route. Well, it's the same route, but actually taking time to look at the scenery. Okay, they really want to catch the final SKP. Okay, that's why the favorites are the favorites. I'm not getting any slipstream anymore, but I can almost finish, and this could actually be worth it. Investing our last attack points going through that steep climb. I'm not going to invest any more energy with Vladislav. So it looks like a decent finish for us. So the first ones are actually finished. Yeah, let's stay with these folks. We're still fighting for a good position, and we have plenty of energy left and a good recovery. No. So I'm getting 5 back, but I wouldn't get the attack point back, and I want to keep the attack point. So I'm going here. And Vladislav is now going to stroll to the finish line. So Vladislav is finished. And he isn't last. Still a few coming in. So that went, I think, reasonably well with Ulan. Let's see where we ended up. Seventh. So there's a trend. And Vladislav 22nd. But yeah, a couple of folks coming after him. So we are still overall in 7th. And Vladislav has passed the red lantern to someone else. So recovery. Get most of our attack points back with Ulan and full energy. So the 3 in recovery that really work wonders. And yeah, Vladislav is starting to feel the tour in his legs, but it's only at the recovery one, so that's to be expected. So this one, next stage, one huge climb and a few smaller ones, and again a similar ascent towards the end. Let's see whether we can keep Ulan in 7th. So we start out at a small ascent, so I can't stay here since again no slipstream, and move into the slipstream on the downhill. It's a bit of an insane start, but that's certainly worth it, staying with the field over that initial climb. So dropping back a little bit. And getting a lot of energy back. Most welcome. But the next climb is going to be a very steep one. Staying here since won't get any energy back. I'm not sure the slipstream would have made any difference. So I'm saving 1 energy with Ulan, and I will simply move Vladislav back towards the end. I think I still want to follow to get the slipstream on the downhill. I'll follow as long as I can, even though it eats into my attack points, but this is not totally unfeasible, and yeah, Ulan has to stay with everyone else. The leaders are jumping 1 short, but I'm not sure plus minus 1 attack point is going to make any difference. This is not going to end anytime soon. I wonder whether I should start. No, let's see whether I can. I might be able to do something with Vladislav on the final stage, although it doesn't matter, he's at the end of the field anyway, so let's simply stay with everyone, and Ulan, nice, just spends energy. The leaders are taking it really slow, and I wonder whether this isn't the better choice, but we'll see in the end. At least they're making sure that there aren't any escapees here with this pretty frantic pace. Okay, now they said no thanks. And 3 said, we're off. And the entire field has sort of scattered. A lot of folks staying behind. 3 ahead and only 6 among the peloton. Okay, the end of the climb is in sight. The first escapees are already in the downhill. Okay, the peloton has now slowed to a standstill. If I had known that, I would have, or might have considered doing something with Ulan. I guess the others are now catching up. But now it doesn't make any... I'm probably taking too long anyway to get forward now, so I'm simply staying where I am. Wouldn't have expected such a slow pace with peloton. Okay, they can't seem to make up their minds. Because now they're riding again. And the next one is probably the end of the climb. What I will do with Ulan is to get out before the next small climb, because he will probably have plenty of energy at that point, and see whether he can make a bigger jump ahead. Because there isn't that much slipstream to be had after the next small climb. Okay, that was the first climb. When do I have to get out? So next climb begins here. So 200-ish should get out. So next one. And yeah, now some bit of much needed rest, at least much needed for Vladislav. Ulan is in pretty good shape, so that he will move forward. Vladislav most certainly won't. Well, if they're keeping things that casual, then I wouldn't have needed to rush forward, but you never know. So definitely having a bit more time. So Ulan stays here and Vladislav stays there. I don't seem to be overly worried about the SKPs, and at the same time the leaders are stuck well behind, and there are a few even stuck in the first climb. So that's going to be an interesting end result. I have one more where I can stay here and benefit from slipstream. And probably next one is then or the one afterwards, depending on the pace. Yeah, the one after is when I can go out. So we still have 11, I think, effectively in contention. No, 12. 2 SKPs up front. I'm not sure these 7 will eventually catch up. We're still good here. They're certainly not overexerting themselves. And they still aren't. So yeah, with Ulan in this shape, we were certainly able to do something over the final climbs. Bit of a different pattern here, how they behave in this stage compared to flat stages. So, now we're going out. And let's see what the peloton does. The end of slipstream, except for 2 small downhill sections. So Ulan has an easy time following that. Vladislav does too. I'm happy, and I'm happy. So no more energy for Vladislav. Well, almost no. Not sure where they... So Ulan stays with... this probably doesn't make too much of a difference. And... 12. Next one is probably going to be here-ish. I think I still follow along with Vladislav too, so for the next short downhill. And then we start the autobus afterwards. Still happy here. Still happy there. Probably doesn't matter since the next downhill is the equalizer anyway. Nope. Now I'm taking my time. That's a bit too rich for my blood. I wonder whether I should drop back for a turn. I don't have to overly conserve energy, so I'm staying here. Okay, looks like Vladislav found some new friends who all have the same idea. It looks like the others joined or rejoined the peloton, but I won't. So next climb might be jumpable. Probably. Okay, Vladislav is joining up with the overall leader. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, they jump and I will jump too. One regeneration here. Two regeneration, and I'm going for that. Nope. Okay, happy. Still looking not too bad energy-wise, and the finish is reasonably close, so I guess now is the time to do something. And now's the time to get some energy back with Ladislav. I know why they jump short. But I'm not doing that. I'm actually investing the extra energy to have the bonus for mountain for the next section, and the peloton does the same. I suspect that's if I'm spending my energy, then I'm spending it here. So we're getting something back. Nope. So, finish line in sight, or almost in sight. Okay, now we can hammer it. We have plenty of energy. So, the first one is finished, and we can actually finish on the same turn. And we're going to do that. And that means we are in second place. So apparently the others had much less energy left. Well, that's a nice surprise. Okay, into the downhill. And again, Vladislav will slowly roll to the finish line. And all the leaders are considerably behind. So apparently the huge energy pool of Ulan made a big difference. So 0 energy here, 1 energy back in the next turn, and then it will be slow grind up the hill. And that's a massive lead that we have over the third. Wow. That didn't look like it till the very end. And Vladislav finally makes it across the line. Again, not lost. There are a couple more coming in. So, here are the results. So, second on the stage and second in the overall standings. So that's, I guess, the power of +1 in mountain and a pretty large energy pool. And then we also conserved our power and had good regeneration. So all in all, it's probably something we should be able to conserve for the final stage. And but that's going to be something for another episode.